What's up? What's up, man? Welcome to Boxing Talk Nightly. Um, the word out there there's a possible matchup between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia has been calling out Errol Spence for the past couple years, for the past year, not couple years, for the past year. He also called out Keith Thurman, and I distinctly remember when he called out Keith Thurman. It was a lot of people saying, "Wow, Keith Thurman lost a lot of respect. You got a lightweight out here calling you out." And now, then he started calling Errol Spence out. People said, well, he's not really, trying to fight Errol Spence. He's just trying to ride his coattails or whatever that possibly that may be. But, it's a rumor that he may be fighting, Mikey Garcia. It's not confirmed yet. It's still a possibility that he can fight Collazo. Now, if I had to choose between watching Errol Spence fight Collazo or Mikey Garcia, clearly to me it's Mikey Garcia. Even though he's a smaller guy, it's a more intriguing fight. It's more possibilities in that fight that I would like to see come to fruition and see how Mikey Garcia will handle, a bigger, stronger fighter. Not more skilled because Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, is more skilled than Errol Spence. But him fighting Collazo, I wouldn't want to see, Errol Spence fight Collazo. It's just a waste of time, in my opinion. Collazo is done, man. Collazo is done. As far as competing with the top guys, Collazo can still beat some guys. Of course, he's been around for a little while. I remember when I first seen Collazo, he fought Berto. That's when Berto was like the hot thing out. I know everybody remember when Berto was a hot thing out. He faced Collazo, and Collazo, that was a great fight. Collazo, a lot of people say Collazo won. I gave it to Berto down the stretch. The last couple rounds, I thought Berto out hustled Collazo, but Collazo showed a lot of things in that fight. Collazo went on to have a pretty good fight with I believe he fought Ricky Hatton. I believe he got robbed in that fight too. He fought Sugar Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane Mosley beat him soundly. Collazo said his foot was hurting or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, Collazo was a solid fighter back then. But now, nah. Ever since Keith Thurman beat him, everybody keep barking on that he hurt Keith Thurman to the body, which was true. He did hurt Keith Thurman to the body, but Keith Thurman ended up making him quit on his stool. So, people don't bring that part up. But Collazo, he wins on and off now. You know what I'm saying? Even against a little bit of the lower tier fighters, he'll lose. He'll win a big fight, and I just don't want to see him fight Errol Spence. I'd rather see Mikey Garcia fight Errol Spence. But let me say this: this is the caveat. I don't want to see Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia over Terrence Crawford. When it's a Terrence Crawford fight sitting out there, and then you choose to fight Mikey Garcia, who's coming up. Yes, he did fight at 140. He fought Lipinez at 140 when he beat Lipinez for the title, and he fought Adrian Broner at 140. So he has had two fights at 140, but he only had two fights at 140, and now he's coming to 147. Essentially, no, he's not jumping up two weight classes, and this is his first fight. Jumping two weight classes and never fought at 140 and fighting at 147. No, it's not that tight. But Mikey Garcia is probably at best a 135 pounder, probably at best, because at 140 he looked kind of pudgy at 140. His size, his waist, how they talk about the love handles, they were kind of pudging out his shorts a little bit, overlapping his shorts. So, but you know what I'm saying. I think he will be in tremendous, condition in this fight between him and Errol Spence because of the fact that he knows he's fighting a dangerous fighter. He knows he's fighting a guy that's much bigger than him. In my opinion, Errol Spence can easily fight at 154, if not 160. He can easily fight at 154. So, Mikey Garcia is naturally fighting a guy that's probably two weight classes above him naturally. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not like it has not been done that a guy, beats a guy, come up from a couple weight classes and beat a guy, or come up from a weight class and beat a guy. It's not unnatural. So, some people out there says it's impossible that Mikey Garcia can't beat Errol Spence. He can beat Errol Spence. He has to have a really good game plan, but he has the skills to beat Errol Spence. Now, my thing has been this. Ever since I've been talking about this, discussing this fight the last 3 or 4 months, since Mikey Garcia has been really calling out and really harping on that he wants this fight with Errol Spence, is how is he going to handle, he's going to keep Errol Spence size from being a weapon for Errol Spence in this fight. Now, what Mikey Garcia has to do is first off and foremost, he has to keep the fight in the center of the ring. That's paramount. He cannot get up against the ropes against Errol Spence. Like I told people before, Errol Spence does most of his work, most of his damage when he got you up against the ropes. That's when he really, really digs to the body. That's when he can get leverage and really dig to the body. In the center of the ring, you can kind of manipulate the angles. You can kind of turn a man, you know what I'm saying, go out the back door, and you can keep Errol Spence off your body, you know what I'm saying, more than you can when you're up against the ropes. There's nowhere to move up against the ropes, you know what I'm saying? So he can keep him, keep him in the center of the ring. Now we got a different type of fight. If Mikey Garcia can keep this fight in the center of the ring 80 to 85% of the time, Errol Spence could run into some problems because, like I keep telling people, Mikey Garcia is not the fastest hand guy with the fast hand speed. In that case, Errol Spence's hands is not that fast. He got more like heavy handed. He got some speed on his punches, but he's not like it's not like a blur like Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather when Mayweather throw that one pop shot. It's not that type of speed. So he won't be going up against a guy that got devastating hand speed. You know what I'm saying? So Mikey Garcia has great timing. Very few fighters in boxing right now have a better timing than Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So he can manipulate his hand speed with his timing, because timing beats speed. And he has a pretty good jab himself. Now, Errol Spence has a decent jab himself, too. Errol Spence has a pretty good jab. And Mikey Garcia will have to, move his head more. He will have to move his head more to keep from letting Errol Spence find the distance on that jab. Because if Errol Spence finds the distance on that jab, if he hits Mikey Garcia at will with that jab, then Mikey Garcia is going to be a long day. But if Mikey Garcia can manipulate and move his head and come in at different angles, you know what I'm saying, and use his timing to time the Errol Spence jab, come over the top with his right hand, Mikey Garcia. I mean, you could say he's too small, but listen, the one thing about this is when you fighting a bigger man, yes, he can be too small, but when Mikey Garcia has a chance because he's very, very skilled. And when you fighting a bigger guy, you have to have an advantage on the guy. And I believe that Mikey Garcia has the skill advantage. Mikey Garcia has more experience than Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia, to me, he's more accomplished in the ring than Errol Spence with the skill level that he has. Kell Brook beats Mikey. I don't know if Kell Brook beats Mikey Garcia. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? They would have to get in the ring, but that's a different type of style. Kell Brook is a different type of style fighter than Errol Spence. Kell Brook can fight pretty good in the center of the ring. Kell Brook is a better fighter in the center of the ring than Errol Spence, so that will present a different problem for Mikey Garcia. So Mikey Garcia maybe can't beat Kell Brook, but that doesn't mean Mikey Garcia can't beat Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? You can't do the triangle theory because the triangle theory don't work. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling people that all the time. Styles make fights. We all seen Muhammad Ali struggle. Struggle. You know what I'm saying? With Ken Norton. Y'all remember that? Struggled against Ken Norton. George Foreman went in there and devoured Ken Norton. And then Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman. So it's styles, different styles, man. Like Frazier. Muhammad Ali had trouble with Frazier. They were always going to have trouble. But George Foreman destroyed Frazier. And then Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman. So I'm trying to tell y'all, styles make fights. Different people fight different type of ways, which can give you a problem. Like I told everybody that Terrence Crawford would beat Mikey Garcia because Mikey Garcia fights with the kind of skill level in the center of the ring just like Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford does everything better than Mikey Garcia. Everything that they do, everything that Mikey can do. Let's just say 1 through 10. We rate what they do. If Mikey Garcia is an 8 on things, the things that he's an 8 on, to me, Terrence Crawford is like a 10 on. So like I said, it's different styles make fights, man. It will make a fight completely different. We all seen when Hearns. I mean, see, I'm 40 years old. I seen some fights. You know what I'm saying? I seen a little bit more. I go a little bit back than some people on YouTube. I remember when Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, they had a pretty good war, right? But and then Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard had a pretty good war. But when when Duran fought Thomas Hearns devoured Duran, knocked Duran out. You know what I'm saying? So, like I told y'all, it's different strokes for different folks, man. But let me get back to this Errol Spence Mikey Garcia fight. Yeah, Mikey Garcia has a chance to beat Errol Spence. Don't get it twisted. Everybody looking at that. Look, Errol Spence fought, to me, he fought one good technical fighter, and that was Kell Brook. And he was struggling in the first 6 rounds with Kell Brook. And a lot of people excuse to where that he was struggling with Kell Brook. They'll tell you that, well, Errol Spence was inactive for like almost 10 months. He was rusty. Do y'all know that Kell Brook was also inactive for about 12 months? Because remember the eye injury. Remember that Kell Brook suffered that eye injury versus Golovkin. So he was out for a long time too. So it balanced out. You can't just say that Errol Spence, you know, he couldn't really take over the fight early from Kell Brook because he was rusty. Well, Kell Brook was rusty too because Kell Brook had more time outside of the ring than Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So that's not no excuse. What happened was Kell Brook kept that fight in the center of the ring for the first 6 rounds. And then like the 7th, 8th round, he started finding his back up against the ropes more. And that's what got him in trouble. That's what really got him broke down. But before then, Kell Brook was winning the fight. And I told everybody that not anybody going to beat Errol Spence. I'm not saying anybody going to beat Errol Spence. You have to have a certain skill level to beat Errol Spence. If you keep the fight in the center of the ring, Errol Spence is not that. He's not that explosive. He's not that technically sound in the center of the ring, and he's not a whole lot. He doesn't go to your body a whole lot when he's in the center of the ring because it's hard for a fighter to really go to your body in the center of the ring unless they're willing to take the chance of getting countered. That's why a lot of fighters do not go to the body a lot because they have the fear of getting countered. Now, Errol Spence don't have a fear of getting countered when he got you up against the ropes because he can smother you and dig to your body. That's why he doesn't have any fear. That's why he really let his hands go when he got you up against the ropes. But yeah, Mikey Garcia has a great chance, y'all. He hits hella hard. Yeah, he hits hard. I mean, look, man. Boxing is more than just hitting hard. I can go through countless of fighters that hit hard, they got beat, you know what I'm saying, by skilled fighters. Julio Cesar Chavez was a really hard hitter at 35, 40. But when Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker fought him, where was those hard punches at? Because Pernell Whitaker kept that fight in the center of the ring and kept turning Chavez, kept making Chavez reset. See, one thing about a hard puncher, let me tell you something about a hard puncher. When you punch, in order to punch hard, like you say, Errol Spence has hard, he punches hard. In order to punch hard, he has to be flat-footed. He has to put a lot of weight on his front foot, which when a fighter put a lot of weight on their front foot, if you turn them and if you see them set, guess what? You just move around. You just move around a little bit and you make them reset. That's what you make a puncher do. You make a puncher keep resetting. A puncher wants to sit down on his punches and let his punches go. But if you keep moving around, you make him reset. So when he does throw punches and hit you, no, he doesn't have that much power on him when he plants his feet in a flat-footed style, and that's how you get all the leverage on your punches. Case in point, that's why I said that Errol Spence really don't dig to your body unless he got you up against the ropes because he can put his feet down and put his weight on his front foot. He doesn't have to worry about counters coming back because he can smother you and he can dig to your body. So, yes, a lot of fighters can hit hard. Like I said, anybody is not going to beat Errol Spence. It's going to take a skillful fighter to beat or to break Errol Spence down and beat Errol Spence and take advantage of Errol Spence's weaknesses, which he doesn't move his head a lot. He doesn't have great hand movement. One thing about a see Errol Spence is a go getter. He's a pressure fighter. He's much like a Margarito. And a lot of people say, no, man, he's much like a Margarito. He's the same thing. He fights in the same style as Margarito. That come get you style. That come forward style. Now, I don't know if he got a chin like Margarito. People keep on telling me that Errol Spence has a chin, but I haven't really seen. I've seen Carol Brooks stun him a couple times and hit him flush, but he hasn't. He does a pretty good job of kind of. He has a pretty good job of covering up a little bit. Now, sometimes he'll put the peekaboo style up and put his hands up, you know what I'm saying, up to his face. But to me, he hasn't been in the ring with a guy that got timing like a Mikey Garcia. And timing will get you and hit you just before you even know it hit you. And those are the punches that really hurt. Not the ones that you can see coming most of the time. It's the one that you don't see off the counter. That's the punch that hurts you because your body is relaxed. You don't figure you're going to get hurt. He's strong, good height, good reach, good power, great fundamentals, very good 1 through 2, great body work. He's tough, very good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about his defense. I can't speak to Errol Spence's defense. I can't say he got good defense. You gotta be able to move your damn head. But and like I said, Carol Brook was piecing him up. Because another thing with Errol Spence has to come forward to be successful. Errol Spence can't fight off his back foot and be effective. Because if you go back to that Carol Brook fight, his trainer was like, keep going forward. Because he can't fight coming off it. He can't fight on his back. He can't win a fight on his back foot, man. Yeah, Mikey Garcia and Pernell Whitaker, well, yeah, 5'6", 5'7", something like that. Yeah. But like I said, it's always been hard punchers, you know what I'm saying, in boxing, but it's ways to handle hard punchers. Because your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness also. So a person with skill can turn your greatest strength into your greatest weakness. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence's weakness is you don't have to find Errol Spence. Errol Spence is not a fighter you have to say, man, when I get in that ring, I have to find him to hit him. I have to, you know what I'm saying? I hope to cut off the ring on him. No, Errol Spence is going to be in your face. So the game plan, like I told people before, the game plan for Errol Spence, it's an easy game plan. It's not an easy fight. It's an easy game plan because you know he's going to be right there in your face. He's not going anywhere. The reason why Mikey Garcia is not really calling out a fighter like Terrence Crawford is because you have to find Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford can fight in the style to which what he'll make you come find him. That's a harder fight. Spence has stopping power. Easter hits like a girl. I mean, you could say I don't know how Easter hits, but you can look. Errol Spence does have stopping power. He's had stopped guys that he has faced of late, but there's always come a time that you get in the ring with a guy that you can't stop. It's gonna look. It's great punchers that have been in the ring, stopped plenty of people. Then they get to that person with they can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Hearns was knocking out everybody before he got to Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was a little bit more of a skilled fighter than he was used to fighting. Yes, he was out boxing Sugar Ray Leonard, and then Sugar Ray Leonard started taking over down the stretch, but he couldn't stop Sugar Ray Leonard, even though he was hitting Sugar Ray Leonard with some monster right hands. He couldn't stop Sugar Ray Leonard like he stopped Paprino Cuevas. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson couldn't stop everybody that he was in the ring with. You gonna try to tell me that Errol Spence hits harder than Mike Tyson? You know what I'm saying? George Foreman couldn't stop everybody he was in the ring with. You mean to tell me that Spence hit harder than George Foreman? So it's always been fighters and hit. I don't know why people think Errol Spence is the first fighter that can hit hard or has been stopping guys like this. It's been guys that had, like I said, Tito Trinidad at 147 was way more devastating than Errol Spence. I don't care what nobody say. Tito Trinidad was a way more devastating puncher than Errol. Errol Spence is a grinding puncher. Errol Spence is a guy that grinds you down. Tito Trinidad can hit you with a punch can hit you with a punch and devastate you and knock you out. Tito Trinidad had concussive punching power. Errol Spence has accumulation punching power. So you're gonna still be in the fight as long as you can. As long as you can take a punch, you're gonna still be in the fight with Errol Spence for a while. Now, a fighter with the skill level of a Mikey Garcia, he's going to be in the fight because he knows how to protect himself. He knows how to box. So it comes down to, can he take less damage from Errol Spence round after round after round so he can be able to last long and be able to give himself a chance to win the fight. That's what it's going to come down to. It's not going to, Errol Spence is, you know what I'm saying? Errol Spence is a grinding type puncher. And if you walk towards Errol Spence too early in the fight, you're going to have a problem. But if you box Errol Spence, you give yourself more of a chance to win the fight. And that's what Mikey Garcia is going to do. See, Mikey Garcia already, I'm going to tell y'all right now how the fight going to go off. Errol Spence is going to come forward because we know that's what he does. He comes forward, right? Errol Spence is going to try to, let Mikey Garcia know that he's the bigger man. Mikey Garcia is going to fight off his back foot and circle Errol Spence and try to keep the fight in the center of the ring using his jab, because Errol Spence is going to be right there to get hit by the jab. All Mikey Garcia got to do is put the jab out. Errol Spence's face going to be right there to get hit because he's coming in the front door. Errol Spence is not coming in the back door. He's not coming in the side door. He's coming in the front door. Now, Mikey Garcia have to be able to use his tie-ups on Errol Spence too. When Errol Spence gets a little bit too comfortable letting his hands go, tie him up, let the referee stop y'all. If you see your back getting up against the ropes, guess what? Either if you can't pivot out, you know what I'm saying, tie him up, let the referee break y'all up. I ain't saying hold for dear life. I'm talking about it's a thing called tie-ups in boxing. It's a thing called holding. I don't like holding. Now, tying up is a strategic thing to do in boxing. You can use that. And then when the referee break y'all up, you can get to the back to the center of the ring. Spence going to catch him in the 8th round, TKO. He's going to. I mean, we have to see. We have to see. I mean, I pick Errol Spence to have a better chance to win the fight, of course. He's the bigger man. Mikey Garcia is coming up. He did fight at 140, but he's coming up. Mikey Garcia sees something. Mikey Garcia obviously see Mikey Garcia is a smart fighter. He's not going to just willy-nilly just get in the ring with Errol Spence. And you know what I'm saying? Just willy-nilly just say, I'm going to get in the ring with Errol Spence. He sees something that y'all don't see. Because I've been around boxing for a long time. I even boxed myself. I sparred hundreds and hundreds of rounds. I see things in Errol Spence that Mikey Garcia can exploit. The thing is, can Mikey Garcia keep the damage that he will take from Spence at a minimum round after round? That's the only thing, because if Mikey Garcia can keep the damage down and not take as much damage round after round against Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia can beat Errol Spence. He's that skilled. And I know y'all don't see that because you have to be around boxing to understand that just being big and strong and being able to punch hard, that's not everything in boxing. That's not everything, man. Because Pernell Whitaker was not a hard puncher. He was not a hard puncher. You know what I'm saying? It was countless of people in boxing that was not hard punchers that were able to have great careers in boxing and beat and upset guys. So that's not the point. The point is this. Are you skilled enough, and can you take advantage of the bigger, stronger fighter's weakness? That's the thing. Definitely want to watch this fight. Yeah, I want to watch the fight. I'm going to definitely watch the fight. But, like I said, this fight does not erase that he should be fighting Terrence Crawford. No, this fight doesn't erase the fact that Errol Spence is supposed to be fighting Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence should not be giddy and happy to fight a lightweight, a career lightweight. He should be fighting Terrence Crawford. That's the fight he should be making. And I already see a lot of people about to give him a pass say, see, man, he finna fight Mikey Garcia on pay-per-view. I don't care. I don't care. That's not the fight I prefer over the Terrence Crawford fight. And Terrence Crawford is a welterweight already. Terrence Crawford, you don't have to wait for Terrence Crawford to move up and fight you. No, Terrence Crawford is already right here, willing to fight you. I don't care that Terrence Crawford on ESPN. Errol Spence is his own man, right? Errol Spence, this is what people tell me. Errol Spence is his own man. Errol Spence is his own boss. People tell me Terrence Crawford has a boss, and Terrence Crawford's boss is Bob Arum. If Errol Spence doesn't have a boss, that means he can go fight on ESPN for one fight if he wants to. Am I right? Errol Spence don't have a boss. That means when you don't have a boss, that means you're independent, right? No, 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 no. He doesn't have a contract with PBC. He does not have a contract with Showtime either. That means he can go fight on ESPN if he wants to. Either he can do that or he's not his own boss. People need to stop telling me Errol Spence is his own boss if he can't go fight on ESPN if he wants to. That means he has a boss. Because I hear a lot of people telling me that Terrence Crawford has a boss. Errol Spence doesn't have a boss. Okay, if he don't have a boss, that means he can go fight on ESPN. The fight can be made easy. All Errol Spence has to do is say, okay, ESPN, I'm gonna fight on ESPN for one fight against Terrence Crawford. Okay, come on. And if Errol Spence wants to, he can go fight on the zone. Go fight. Terrence Crawford called out Canelo. Canelo just signed a multi-year deal with the zone. So if Errol Spence still want that fight with Canelo, he has to go fight Canelo on the zone. You think Canelo finna come to Showtime and fight? No. But Errol Spence, his own man, he can go fight on the zone. He can go fight on ESPN. Errol Spence can go fight on Mars. He can go fight wherever he wants to because he has no contractual obligations to a promoter, a TV network. He's a free agent. Either he's that or he's not a free agent. And he came on the Trio Boxing Show last week and said that he said this. He said Al Heyman does not tell him who to fight. Al Heyman will present some people, bring some fighters to his attention, and he'll say, okay, I fight this guy. But he said that Al Heyman don't tell him who to fight. He fight whoever he want to fight. That's what he said, man. So like I said, man, it's an excuse. That's an excuse. He doesn't want to fight Terrence Crawford because he doesn't believe he can beat Terrence Crawford. And his team don't believe they can beat Terrence Crawford. That's just what it is. Remember, he said TC is on the... Yeah, look. Okay, if Terrence Crawford is on the other side of the street, guess what Errol Spence can do? If Terrence Crawford mom says, Terrence, you can't go on the other side of the street and fight and play with Errol Spence. And Errol Spence say, well, my mom let me do what I want to do. Okay, well, Earl, go over there and play with Terrence Crawford then. Because if you can do what you want to do and you your own boss, you can go on the other side of the street and fight Terrence Crawford if you want to. So kind of means he's with Showtime Fox. No. This is what they say about PBC fighters, at least the top ones like a Keith Thurman and Sean Porter and them and Danny Garcia. They say that none of those guys have contracts with Showtime, or none of them have promoters. Now remember, Al Heyman is their advisor. He's not their promoter. He's their advisor. So he you know what I'm saying? He advises them. He's not their promoter. So they don't have a promoter. They don't have a contract with a promoter. Why you think Eddie Hearn is trying to come in and pick some of these fighters off? Because they don't have a contract. If they had contracts, Eddie Hearn would not be in here trying to pick off the fighters. Like Danny Jacobs. Remember he got Danny Jacobs? Danny Jacobs is with the zone, but Al Heyman is still his advisor. Danny Jacobs will still tell you right now today that Al Heyman is still his advisor. But Eddie Hearn is now his promoter because he signed with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom Sports. So it's an excuse, man. Errol Spence cannot beat Terrence Crawford, man. Terrence Crawford is MIKEY Garcia and some. Terrence Crawford does what MIKEY Garcia and turns it up, you know what I'm saying, to 20. Thurman is not fighting this year. I think he's done. Well, yeah, Thurman, I don't know. I guess Thurman ain't fighting this year. I remember 3 weeks ago he said that he was going to come out and announce that he had a fight, picked out. So maybe he's not fighting this year. And if he's done, then he needs to vacate the regular WBA title. He need to vacate that title. You know what I'm saying? So that belt can be up for grabs. But I don't know. I have to see. Crawford struggles versus Benavidez, though. No, he did not struggle versus Benavidez, man. Do y'all know anything about boxing, man? He did not struggle do you know Terrence Crawford fought most of that fight southpaw? Do y'all understand that he didn't even fight that fight with his strong hand, with the strong side of his style? He fought that fight, most of that fight southpaw. Go look at the fight. I know a lot of people don't understand what's going on. And all y'all understand is, some of y'all understand is what punches is this. No, you have to understand that this man fought in a style that is his secondary style most of the fight. No, he did not struggle versus Benavidez. No, he did not struggle versus Benavidez. I know people are saying that. I know people would like to think that. But no, it was not a struggle. Benavidez made a good account of himself. He had a good chin. The man was strong. Benavidez was a strong fighter. Benavidez was 6'1", 6 feet. He's actually bigger than he's the biggest welterweight, not Errol Spence. He's bigger than Errol Spence. Wider too. Yeah, I mean, I know he had a messed up, I know he got shot in the knee, but he was a pretty durable fighter, man. And Terrence Crawford caught him with that uppercut. Y'all see people landing uppercuts like that, man? He did. He struggled. He got punched. I mean, look, you're going to get hit. You're going to get punched. You're going to get hit. The difference between a struggle and somebody getting hit in the fight is two different things. Terrence Crawford did not struggle. I gave Benavidez maybe 2 rounds. And that was in the early part of the fight. By round 5, Terrence Crawford, the fight was over by round 5. Terrence Crawford already had him figured out. Like I told y'all, Terrence Crawford is an adaptive, reactive fighter. Terrence Crawford gonna take what he learned from you in the first 3 rounds. By the 4th round, Terrence Crawford got you figured out. You're done. You are done. The same thing gonna happen to Errol Spence. It's not a whole lot to figure out about Errol Spence. That's the thing. It wasn't a whole lot to figure out about Benavidez. He had a pretty good sharp jab, quick jab, but it wasn't not a whole lot to figure out. It's not a whole lot to figure out about about Errol Spence. Errol Spence is going to be right there in your face. What do you have to figure out? It's not a secret. Benavidez is not only pretty good. Look at Benavidez amateur pedigree. Benavidez before Benavidez got shot in the leg, Benavidez was thought to be the heir to the throne at 147. I remember seeing Benavidez spar with Manny Pacquiao when he was 15, 16 years old. They showing sparring matches with him, sparring him, Amir Khan, all them dudes. So Benavidez is a pretty good, decent fighter. I got to get out of here, though, y'all. I got to go pick up my daughter from school, man. It was nice chatting with y'all, though.